and thank you for joining us on Hotspot tonight. We welcome Lorraine, who will be joining us for the rest of the show. Without further ado, Lorraine will give us a rundown on what we're expecting on tonight's show.
Thank you, Scholar. On tonight's show, we look at highlights from Port Moresby Grammar's Rugby Festival, as well as the arrival of the Pukpuks Sevens and their preparations leading up to the Commonwealth Games. We also get an update from CEO of Pacific Games, Mr. Peter Stewart, on the road to the 2015 Pacific Games.
If you don't get involved in the games, I'm sure that you will regret it. Whether it be as a spectator, buying tickets or going to some of the free events, whether it be as a volunteer, whether it be working for some of the contractors who will be supplying services and goods to the games.
And as always, we wrap up the show with our weekend draws.
Thank you, Lorraine. Earlier this year, we met brothers Tala and Tomasi Kami, who own and operate the True Warrior Gym in Port Moresby. In partnership with the Powerhouse Promotions, 10 kickboxers are currently using their facilities to prepare for the WKF welterweight world title fight to be held here in Port Moresby next month. We joined Tala for an update on the gym so far.
Yeah, everything's running really well at True Warrior. Since you guys last came, we've expanded our membership. There's more and more people coming from different demographics. We've got more women coming, more younger children, younger adults coming, as well as children coming on Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays. So everything's looking up at the moment. For the kids, we train on Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays. The boys from Powerhouse Promotions teach them some self-defense. And we only charge one kina for children under the age of 12. So they come along and learn some self-defense and get fit as well. And as for the women, we don't have any specific classes for women as yet, but yeah, we're getting a lot more girls coming along and training, so that's really good. Yeah, the fight preparations for the fighters are going very well. They're training really, really well, and they're all really excited for the fight. We're just slowly building up towards the fight, so we're about a month away. We're just at the moment we're just trying to sell tickets. We've still got tickets for sale, so if you're interested to coming and watching history in PNG, we've got general admission tickets and VIP tickets for sale. And if any sponsors or corporate bodies want to get involved, there's still lots of opportunities to get involved and help sponsor the fight. At the moment, our major sponsor is the Leader of the Opposition, Honourable Belden Norman Nama. We've also had some contributions from Karua Medical Centre, as well as a few other. We had a fundraising breakfast a few days ago, and we had a lot of individuals come and just donate money. So at the moment, we haven't got too many big name sponsors involved, so if there's anybody out there that wants to get involved, get their name involved, get brand awareness and that kind of stuff, then yeah, we'd love to hear from you. Hopefully we won't need to, but yeah, if need be, then yeah, we'll stage more fundraisers and definitely get the word out there more, and let people know that the fight is happening, because it's going to be a really big part of PNG history once it does take place. I just want to send a message just to everybody out there that True Warrior, in conjunction with Powerhouse Promotions, will be hosting the WKF Welterweight World Title Championship on July 27th at Lamana Gold Club. Rick Senyama will be fighting for the World Welterweight title, so if and when he wins the title, he will become the #1 kickboxer in the world. We've just recently found out that Lee Garap, who is fighting on the same night, will also be fighting for a world title, but it will be in Muay Thai. So we're going to have 2 world title fights on the same night, which I don't think there's ever happened in PNG before. So after July 27th, we should have 2 PNG world champions, which will be, like I said, a momentous piece of PNG history. So get involved, get a ticket, and yeah, make sure you're there.
If you'd like to be part of the True Warrior experience, you can pop down to their gym at Gordon's in Port Moresby. We'll head out for our first break for tonight. Lorraine joins us on the other side with more on the Pacific Games.
Welcome back, you're watching Hotspot. Counting down the months before PNG hosts the biggest sporting event after 23 years, CEO of Pacific Games, Peter Stewart, joins us with an update.
There's been an enormous amount of work, Lorraine. We have a team of over 50 people working in the Games Organising Committee, and combine that with the people and contractors working for the Venues and Infrastructure Committee who are building the venues. There is an enormous number of people who are working tirelessly at the moment to ensure that the Games are ready on time for all of the athletes of the Pacific in 1 year's time. The work that needs to be done between now and games time sits on a number of fronts. Certainly there's the construction of the venues, but there's also the planning that needs to go into place to ensure that the athletes can compete at their best. So we have a lot of discussions with the Athletes Commission here in Papua New Guinea, and they tell us all the time that for an athlete to perform well, they need to have good food, they need to have somewhere to sleep, that they can sleep well, and they need to make sure that they get to the venues on plenty of time. So the village operations, the transport arrangements and the catering arrangements are as important as anything else for the athletes. I think without a doubt, from a games organising point of view, well and truly. I can't speak for Team PNG because we look after 22 nations and Team PNG is just one of those nations. Although we certainly hope that Team PNG do well because that keeps everybody enthused and fantastically excited about the event, which is important for us. But I know, talking to the Pacific Games nations, that all their athletes are excited, they're all getting ready to go, and they are really looking forward to 2015 here in Port Moresby and Papua New Guinea. What these games offer is an opportunity for us to showcase Papua New Guinea to the rest of the world, particularly through the broadcast, but also through the word of mouth that comes from the athletes, friends, family, team officials and media who come here for the games. So we really want to send the message to the rest of the world that Papua New Guinea is open, not just for tourism, but for business as well. Don't think of us just as a nation for mining. We're certainly available for all sorts of business opportunities. And if you want to come from a tourism point of view, there's nowhere better in the world to visit. There are a number of initiatives where the Games is going to be taken far out of Port Moresby. Within Papua New Guinea, certainly you can see now Tura is travelling around to all of the provinces. And Tura is an amazing character. He just excites everybody, and we always knew that children would flock to Tura, but it amazes me when we go to functions where there are only adults, they all still want to have their photograph taken with Tura. And so he's been an amazing success. In his visits to all the other provinces, we talk to the governors and the members in those areas and the administrators about some of the other initiatives that we will be doing outside of Port Moresby. So for example, we have a live site program where we'll be putting together live sites in most of the provincial centres where people can come and have a games experience watching on the big screen the competitors. There will also be the games relay. So for 3 months before the games, the relay will be travelling through all the provinces of PNG, and people will be able to have it come close to their home, close to their schools, close to their villages. They'll be able to go out and see the relay go past. We're also running an Emerging Leaders program. The Emerging Leaders program is where we will invite 2 individuals from each province, 1 male, 1 female, between the ages of 18 and 25, to be part of the volunteer program. And they'll be given training and have the opportunity to work during the games, and then they will go back to their provinces with some fantastic experiences that they'll be able to retell, but also hopefully with some skills that will be of value to whatever they do in the future moving forward. In September, we'll be launching the volunteer program. We're looking for around 2,500 volunteers to work on the games. It will be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You will have experiences that you will be telling your children and your grandchildren about for the rest of your life. But we are looking for people to make a commitment. We're looking for people to provide us between 6 to 10 days worth of their time and effort. We will give them training. They won't get to see the sport. They'll be working back of house in areas like catering and spectator services and transport, but they'll certainly see a side of the games that nobody else will see. And so we'll be going out, as I say, in September, asking people to register, and that will be following a process for the next few months after that. I think the key thing is these games will come along once every 20, 25 years. If you don't get involved in the games, I'm sure that you will regret it. whether it be as a spectator, buying tickets or going to some of the free events, whether it be as a volunteer, whether it be working for some of the contractors who will be supplying services and goods to the games. Whatever it is, everybody in PNG should have some involvement in the games. And if you don't, I think you'll be disappointed afterwards that you didn't make that effort.
And at the same time, in the background, the flags of the competing nations are now being raised. So as you can tell, it's not only uniting the people of the Pacific, it's
If you'd like to be part of the Pacific Games team, keep an eye and ear out for positions advertised. We'll go for another short break. Join us on the other side for more on Hotspot.
If you've just joined us, you're watching Hotspot. Also concluding their 6-week participation in the rollout of the Pacific in Union program, Port Moresby Grammar School hosted their rugby festival at the Monia Rugby Park before they kicked off their term 2 school holidays. Let's take a look at all the highlights.
Wrapping up their participation in the rollout of the Pacific in Union program, enthusiastic Port Moresby Grammar students took to the field at the Monia Rugby Park to host their rugby festival. Kapani Robert, Pacific in Union Games Development Officer, was in charge of the event, with Pacific in Union volunteers such as Stephen Kodana also lending a helping hand.
Because there's a lot of pathways through the PNG rugby programs. PIU, we got Get Into Rugby, which is sponsored by Monia as well. Because next year will be Com Games in Samoa, and that will be including the girls as well, the under 19 and under 18 girls, I think. So would pretty much love to see the under 19 girls take part in the competition as well. There are lots of talent in the young age, so I'd love to see them rolling through the programs as well, through Get Into Rugby and PIU.
Oh, it's great to see my son playing, and he's a keen follower also rugby. And also at an early age, it's good for them so that they learn the rules of the game. So when they get into the game, they become better players.
PNG, on board with a strong contingent of 600 athletes, are working towards repeating the victorious year of 1991, in which the Games were held and dominated by Papua New Guinea. While the concerns surrounding venues remain at the tip of our tongues, Peter Stewart, CEO of 2015 Pacific Games, has every confidence in a smooth and successful rollout of the Games.
There's been an enormous amount of work, Lorraine. We have a team of over 50 people working in the Games Organising Committee, and combine that with the people and contractors working for the Venues and Infrastructure Committee who are building the venues. There is an enormous number of people who are working tirelessly at the moment to ensure that the Games are ready on time.
Pacific Games defending champions New Caledonia remain Papua New Guinea's strongest threat. Looking back to the most recent Games in 2011, held in Noumea in New Caledonia, the French colonised nation, Team New Caledonia, was 167 medals, well ahead of Papua New Guinea, placing them at third place, just 23 points behind Tahiti. With the guidance of PNG's shining stars in the name of sports, PNG as a nation should not expect anything less than first place. Three-time Olympic swimmer Ryan Pinney has never settled for less than a gold medal, always achieving above bronze, while PNG superwoman Toya Whistle will be sure to assist in ensuring Team PNG reaches the final line with flying colours.
We head out for our final break for the evening. Please join us on the other side as we wrap up the show with our weekend draws. we've come to the end of another great show. A reminder that if you'd like us to feature your sports stories, please shoot us an email at eontv.com.pg.
Or check us out on Facebook, and if you're in Port Moresby, pop by to our office at Garden City, located on 2nd floor. Ask for either myself, Scholar, Jeremy, Godwin or Tara, and we'll be more than happy to assist. Let's take a look at the weekend draws.
Wrapping up the playoffs with some fantastic results, the 2014 Soccer World Cup standings in Pool A see host Brazil beat Chile 2-1 to lead the pool, with Mexico right behind at 7 points. Pool B dark horses Netherlands are leading the pool with a win against Mexico, while second place Chile went down to host Brazil. Pool C leaders Colombia won their match against Uruguay to hold on to their spot. Uruguay drops to second place, losing to Colombia 2-1, while Costa Rica leads Pool D. The semi-season 1998 champs France take on Germany. In an all-South American affair, host Brazil will face Colombia, Argentina will take on underdogs Belgium, and dark horses Netherlands will face Costa Rica.
If you're taking the court or field this weekend, all the best in your game.
Our hotspot for this weekend is at the Don Bosco Technical Institute for some indoor soccer action. And thank you, Lorraine, for joining us on tonight's show. So,
Play hard, play safe, and we'll catch you right here on Hotspot.